Hey everybody, Scott Pecorello of Wild About Weather here with you again with another video update, and we may actually get to talk about some real snow today. Finally, already into the month of February and not a lot of snow that we've talked about, so this is going to be the potential for some real snowflakes to come out of the sky, and that could be as early as tomorrow. We'll start off with, take a look at the upper right hand corner of your screen. That's the current radar in the northeast. You can see pretty much nothing going on. A pretty quiet, wintry night out there. Cool temperatures and clear skies. But let's take a look at the current radar in the United States, and you'll see we have a system out in the middle of the country producing some rain showers into Tennessee and the southern states, but also some snow showers into Illinois and Indiana. Close to Chicago too, very dry air, so some of it isn't actually reaching the ground, but we do have a couple of snow showers around, light coatings around the general area. But that will head on east and eventually come into our area. So let's take a look at the Canadian model, which has actually done very well with storms like these, small storms that kind of do a little something at the very last second. Let's take a look at what it shows. So high pressure moves away. Again, this weak system moves on in. You can see a couple of heavier snow showers across the higher elevations, right where I have my map showing 1 to 3 inches of snow. Elsewhere, I have about a coating to an inch, so that looks pretty good so far. And again, the air has to moisten up in order for this to happen, so we'll have to watch for that if a lot of it isn't reaching the ground. We continue, and you can see a little bit of a kick to the storm. Now across central and southern Pennsylvania, you're getting some snows, again, coatings to an inch or two. And then we see the energy transfer offshore, and that's going to be interesting. We're going to have to watch for that. Could be some enhanced precipitation. You can see southern Pennsylvania and just north of Washington and Baltimore. You're going to have to watch where that rain-snow line is also. Some heavier snows. Again, it's quick, and it kind of dies down as it gets into Connecticut because it's transferring this energy off the coast and focusing so much moisture there. And so you might get ripped off as you get into Massachusetts, but Connecticut probably will get in a couple light snow showers. Again, maybe a coating to an inch. New York City, same thing. Then the storm kind of strengthens, moves along. That's the end of that, okay? We see a general coating to an inch or two, maybe 3 and higher elevations. This is the map that I put out for your Wednesday through Thursday snow potential. It is a notable snowstorm, and I know people are confused on that. Why is it notable? It's just my scale. Up to 3 inches is technically notable snowfall. It's as simple as that. But for most of you, it'll be a very light snowfall, just something nice to see. Again, general coatings to an inch. I would like to change this, but I don't think I'm going to, so I'll just explain quickly in the video. I don't think we see a coating to an inch anymore in southern Connecticut or New York City or Long Island. Maybe a coating, but I want to concentrate that coating to 1 or 2 inches down into this area, Philadelphia, central Pennsylvania for sure, and actually I want to extend this 1 to 3 inches into part of central and southern Pennsylvania, so watch out for that, okay? That's what I'd be changing. Moving along here to our GFS weather model, there's the system out in the west, moves on, you can see develops offshore, a couple of snow showers, then we get some very, very cold air to move into the area. Look at this, our polar vortex moves down south, which is going to make for some very, very chilly air, and we watch a system on Sunday. Now the GFS doesn't have it, the European model has it, as well as other models. Teleconnections are somewhat favorable, so it's something definitely to watch. Other than that, though, Arctic front is going to move on through, so you'll get some snow showers with that. Again, light accumulation, but we have to watch for a bigger system coming up the coast. Could be an East Coast snow, but again, low probability of that right now. Now we move into the long range. It's a mess, as always. That's the story of the winter. Looks like we get a storm early week. GFS not sure how to handle it. Kind of brings in some warm weather along with some rain and snow. Really a mess on that. Out west, notice it's getting colder because our PNA is breaking down and becoming negative, which is causing that ridge to build back up into the eastern areas. So then we're left with that and a big rainstorm. It's the long range, so I don't want to say anything further about that. Yesterday, the GFS was showing a massive snowstorm, so it'll flip back and forth, same old, same old. We'll have to wait until we get really close to see exactly what happens. Take a look at our SOI values. This usually, in simple terms, indicates how cold, cold air in the country and how much we're going to be seeing of that. You can see at this massive drop from January 25th into February, and then, you know, up and down, up and down. Now we're seeing it start to rise again, which not so good for that cold air, but look how far down it dropped. So the very cold air is coming, as I showed you on that model. This is very cold air, I should be clear, as I've been talking about for days. This cold air is going to come, okay? Europe is getting crushed right now by cold air. This is not from Europe, but it's somewhat related, and we could see later down the road implications of what's going on in Europe. So that's why I'm so watchful of Europe right now. Anyways, this is rising again. We're going to have to see if it continues that or starts to fall again. That'll determine kind of some temperatures. Quick look at the teleconnections, our NAO. Oh no, right? Been positive all winter. Kind of going neutral, this new thing it's going into. Really no negativity here. Neutral is better than positive, though. So much better than what we've been seeing, right? PNA is dipping negative. I'll just show you quickly before we run out of time. PNA is dipping negative. This is bad. We're going to have to see if this continues. Hopefully it doesn't, although I fear it will. And the AO is rising. But something tells me it's going to stay around neutral in the end. So we're going to have to watch for that. Last but not least, our MJO. This is what you want to see, folks. This is very good. We have it in phase 7 right now. It's going into 8, 1, and then potentially 2 and 3. Now take a look here. This is phases 1. I'll start with 8 actually. Phases 8. Look at that cold in the east. Okay, this signifies cold. Then we go to phase 1, cold. Phase 2, cold. Phase 3, cold. So we're going into a very cold pattern here, is my point. And this usually favors maybe even a negative NAO. So we're going to have to watch for that. Cold and snowy pattern potentially coming up. Snow showers tomorrow. Weekend storm to watch. A lot coming up. So keep it here at Wild About Weather. I'm Scott Beccarella.